Good morning and welcome to our October mindfulness moment here at Voices Center for Resilience. As our days get cooler, we hope that we can keep calmer minds or help us to develop some strategies and techniques that we can use when our minds need to be calmed. There are a number of ways that we can do this. Going to quickly just mention a few, but we'll focus on one in particular today. So, for example, meditating, which we're going to do a little bit of today. For many, writing about it in a journal, writing about a stress, writing about something that's really causing them anxiety, or just writing about how they're feeling, maybe not even completely understanding what it is that's causing the anxiety. For many, exercising can be a great technique to use. It's not always practical. If you're at work or in the grocery store, you typically don't drop down and do 10 push-ups in those moments. So finding a technique that you can use no matter where you are is a really helpful tool for us. You could go for a walk. You could talk to yourself, tell yourself that whatever it is that's causing you anxiety, if you're aware of what it is, you can have positive self-talk. That's a great technique. Reading a chapter of a book is a good way to take your mind off of that which may be causing you anxiety or stress, if that's appropriate. But again, can't always do that, right? Listening to relaxing music, this is such a great one to do where and when you can. Even if you have none in your own personal collection, there's a world of music available through the internet. If you look for yoga music or meditation music, and much of that music is created with scientifically proven techniques for calming somebody, the sounds that they incorporate and that kind of thing. So that's a really good technique if you have access to that when you're feeling anxious. But for today, I'd like to talk a little bit about the technique of breathing because that seems like one to me that no matter where you are, you can use this if you're on an elevator, if you're in your car, if you're at work and your boss just gave you a hard time, or your children are yelling or your grandchildren are yelling and you need to have some quiet, calm moment. This can be a really useful technique. So there's a number of different techniques that you can employ to help you find some calm, find a way to reduce stress. So one of the most effective is to have a longer exhale than you do an inhale. So let's practice. So for example, sit comfortably wherever you may be right now, or maybe you can lay down if that's something that's available to you, or perhaps you like standing better. Maybe you're somebody who likes to stand and move a little bit. Maybe you like to rock a little bit. Whatever feels like the best position for you to be in today, that's what you should find yourself in. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, please do that. Otherwise, you can leave your eyes open and maybe gaze softly off the tip of your nose toward the ground in front of you and just begin to drop your shoulders, find a little bit of relaxation in your posture. Sometimes easier said than done. But notice where you might be feeling tension physically. Are you feeling it in your neck, in your jaw? Are your toes scrunched? Is your face scrunched up? Just notice, no judgment, just noticing how stress or anxiety can impact your physicality. So taking a deep breath in through your nose, we're going to breathe in for 4, we're going to hold for 2, and then we're going to exhale for 6. Don't shortchange your exhales here. So on my count, here we go. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and hold the breath for 2 and 1. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I hope that you noticed when you were exhaling that your shoulders literally would drop and almost exhale with you. Excuse me. We will try that again to just notice what your body is doing during this process. Just observe. When you inhale, is your belly filling up? Is your chest filling up? And when you exhale, do you feel your belly shrinking? You feel your shoulders drop? Do you feel a calm beginning to settle in? So be observant of what's going on in your body as we breathe. Inhaling now for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here for 2 and 1. And now exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And drop those shoulders. Just let it go. Maybe find a little wiggle in your body. Sometimes that can help you to identify places that you're holding some stress. So for example, if you turn your head a little bit left to right, you might notice that your neck feels very stiff. And that would be because you're probably holding a lot of tension there. So as we go through our next breath cycle, identify a location in your body where you just noticed some stress, and see if you can breathe some calm into it through our breathing cycle. So let's inhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and hold it up for 2 and 1. And exhale, blowing away the stress for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Notice your body. Does your body feel calmer? Have you been able to eliminate a little bit of stress? Just notice. Allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm, calmly and deeply. I'd like to offer you one more technique, which you can do anywhere you are, again, just by talking yourself through this, excuse me, through this breathing exercise. So I want you to focus for a minute on your feet. So scrunching your toes up and holding a lot of tension in your feet. Maybe you're just up on your heels so that you have more room to curl those toes. Maybe you have your legs out a little straighter and you're letting those toes really crunch up and hold a lot of tension in your feet. And as that tension is in your feet, let's inhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to hold it for 3 this time. 3, 2, and 1. And on our exhale, let those toes, let those feet relax for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And as you release the grip on those feet, you release tension. So you could do that same technique and travel through your entire body. You could go to your calves, then you can tighten up your thighs, you can really tighten up your abdominal muscles. You can scrunch your shoulders and do it and then drop your shoulders. That's a really effective one. You can even do it with your hands, make really tight fists for the inhale and the hold, and then release them and let them fall into your lap on your exhale. So let's try that one more time, but this time we're going to scrunch up our shoulders and hold tension in our shoulders instead of in our feet. So inhale, tighten up those shoulders, bring those shoulders way up by your earlobes. We're really good at doing this. And we'll inhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. And exhale, drop those shoulders down your back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And as you get to 1, hopefully your shoulders are settled down and back, and tension has been released from both your shoulders and your neck. So, those are two techniques to help you find some calm. Perhaps the next time you take a walk out into the woods or just down your street, and you see the beautiful light shining through the colorful fall leaves, you'll be reminded that there are ways that you can help yourself release stress, tension, and anxiety and find some calm as we move through these cooler days of autumn.